The number on my banking app didn't make sense at first. I refreshed the screen twice, then 3 times. Still gone. $36,000. Vanished. My name is Riley Green, and the week I turned 30, I discovered the hardest truth about my family. Some people don't love your heart, they love your access. I called my dad immediately. Music played in the background. My mom was laughing. Everything sounded normal on their end. Meanwhile, my hands were shaking. "Dad, something's wrong with my account." There was a pause. Then he sighed like I was the inconvenience. "The family needed help. Your mother had medical bills. Your brother's truck broke down." I sat there speechless. Why didn't anyone ask me first? And that's when he said the sentence that changed everything. We shouldn't have to ask for what family owes us. Family owes us. Not thank you. Not we're sorry. Just entitlement. That night, I sat alone in my apartment staring at old family photos on my phone. Christmas mornings, birthday dinners, smiling faces. And suddenly, I realized something painful. I had spent years confusing dependence with love. I was the reliable one, the responsible one, the fixer, the person everyone called when bills were overdue or emergencies appeared. And slowly, without noticing, I became less of a daughter and more of a safety net. So for the first time in my life, I stopped rescuing everyone else. I changed passwords, canceled accounts in my name, removed myself from financial agreements I had been carrying for years. Not out of revenge, out of survival, because boundaries aren't punishment, they're protection. The calls started almost immediately, at first angry, then emotional, then suddenly soft. "We're family. How could you do this to us, after everything we've done for you?" But healing teaches you something important. People who benefited from your lack of boundaries will always call your growth selfish. For weeks, guilt followed me everywhere. I almost gave in multiple times. Then one night, my therapist asked me a question I'll never forget. "When did you first start feeling responsible for your parents?" I answered without even thinking. "When I was 12. That was the moment everything became clear. I wasn't abandoning them. I was finally stopping a role I was never supposed to carry in the first place. Slowly, my life began changing. I started sleeping better, laughing more, spending money without panic, celebrating small things without guilt attached to them, and for the first time ever, peace stopped feeling selfish. Months later, I attended my cousin's wedding, knowing my parents would be there. I expected tension. Instead, I felt distance, not coldness, freedom. My mother looked at me quietly and said, "You've changed." And she was right. I had changed, because the version of me they knew would sacrifice herself to keep everyone comfortable. This version understood something different. Love should not require exhaustion. That night, I danced harder than I had in years. Not because life was perfect, but because I no longer felt emotionally owned by people who only valued me when I was useful. A year has passed now. I still hear stories about what my family says about me. Sometimes they call me ungrateful, sometimes distant, sometimes cold. But people are allowed to misunderstand the version of you they no longer control. Today, my life is quieter, smaller, healthier. I built friendships rooted in respect instead of obligation. I learned that chosen family can heal wounds blood family created. And on my last birthday, something unexpected happened. There were no guilt-filled phone calls, no financial emergencies, no emotional pressure disguised as love. Just a small cake, a few real friends, and peace sitting beside me at the table. Honestly, that was the richest I've ever felt. because the greatest thing I recovered wasn't the money, it was myself. And maybe that's the real lesson. Sometimes walking away from the people who drain you is the first step toward finally living for yourself.